is on. We've officially started the second session as we gather together to welcome a brand new wave spell. And it's hello from me, Julie. Welcome to all of you who are able to join us live, and to those of you who are catching up with the recording afterwards. We're just delighted to have you all with us as part of this journey. And we were just saying offline that certainly coming through this red serpent wave spell has been an incredibly intense process with the 10 gap days that we experienced. So yeah, welcome back as we've moved into a bit of a lighter period, and I'm going to hand over to Mariella to do her welcome and to kick us off this evening.
Welcome, everybody. And as Julie said, we survived the red wave, so the red serpent with all the gap days and all the intensities. We're entering today, the beginning of the white mirror wave spell, into a different break, because then we have another gap column. And it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to be centered in our hearts. That's the invitation for until May 8th that we have the mystic column that we're going to enter in more details in a little bit. So happy to be with you and the ones that are going to listen to it later. Let us know if you have any questions by email as well, and we'll make sure that we answer to everybody. So before we start sharing about the white mirror spell, I'm just going to do a very brief recap of what we shared last time. This presentation will be available afterwards for everybody to download. You can keep it with you. Here it is. Just a few words about the 20 glyphs of the Tzolkin, the sacred Mayan calendar. Today we start here, the wave spell of the white mirror. The one that ended yesterday was the red serpent. So we see that between red serpent and white mirror, we have 13 days. And those were the 13 days that we transitioned. In the meantime, we had the 10 days of the gap column. And one thing that I want to mention here about closing a wave spell, the beginning and the end of a wave spell are always related. The serpent is shedding the old, connecting with Pachamama, connecting with our skin, the power of renewal, what we're passionate about, our instincts, our wild self, not the analytical mind, more connecting with that gut feelings that tell us what we need to do. As we do that, and we go through the 13 days of the wave spell, we end it, this was yesterday with the red earth, we're connected with Pachamama, with nature, with our true self. And this is when we start experiencing synchronicities. Red earth is about synchronicities. So whenever you see the flow of a wave spell, the spirit of 13 days, um, the story that is told by the glyphs as a sequence. And the first day and last day always relate. The more we shed, the more we connect with that wild self, the more we follow our instincts and we act upon our gut feelings, we're nature. We come back to our essence, to our core. We feel one with Pachamama, with the web of life, with all that is. So that's the story that was told since we met last until yesterday. And today we start with a new story. So I'm just going to mention one word for each one of the 20 glyphs as a recap, and then we're going to enter in depth into the 13 days. So we'll see the glyphs again with a little bit more depth. The power of birth, red dragon, our breath, communication, the white wind. Seeing things differently from our intuition, dreaming the abundance, all possibilities with the blue knights. The yellow seed, getting out of our shell, our comfort zone, growth. Here with the red serpent, connecting with that instinct self, the wild self, and living our passion. White world bridger, giving death to what no longer serves. Surrender, 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 as Joanne said before, the power of letting go of control, surrendering to the process. The hand of healing, hands on, taking care of body, mind, heart, and soul. Beauty, the yellow star of creativity, of using our creative flow to bring more beauty into our lives. The red moon, the feminine, the goddess, independently of gender, that more sensible energy, our feelings, being in the moment. The white dog, the power of love, opening our hearts. The blue, playful monkey, our inner child that is always waiting to get out and play and have fun. The yellow human, the wise one, choosing consciously for our own self, highest good of all. The red skywalker, the adventurer of life that empties its backpack to walk lighter in life, explore new ways of being in the world. The white wizard, the power of magic, self esteem, self empowerment. We're all magicians. And here, the big eye of the blue eagle, the power of vision, expanding our wings and flying higher and higher to see the big picture. Oh, hello, Donna. Hey, Donna. The yellow warrior, the strategic planner, the one that asks a lot of questions and has different roads, different options in life to set our goals very clearly to where we want to go. Red Earth, that I just being grounded in the now and open up to synchronicities as we feel one with Pachamama, with life. The white mirror that starts today using the world as reflection to see what we are projecting and what is, and it's time to let go of as well, cutting with the illusion, as we say. The blue storm, the power of transformation, the ultimate power of transformation, and here also big I, inviting us to stay centered in the eye of the storm as things happen around us. And the yellow sun, the one that shines, the power of illumination, and the invitation to awaken our inner guru so we can shine in our own light and share our light with the world. So the Tzolkin, the sacred calendar, is the combination of these 20 glyphs, 20 signs, 20 energies, 20 archetypes by 13 numbers. And here we have the numbers. So 20 by 13, we have 260 combinations. And the numbers we saw, they also follow a sequence from 1 to 13. When 13 comes, 1 starts again. Yesterday was red cosmic Earth, Earth 13, a wasteful, and today is the white magnetic mirror, a wasteful starts. And each day of a wave spell has also a meaning. The solar seal, the sun energy, our mission in life are combined with lunar tones, movement, the flow of life. Why also they're called the tones of creation. And in this sequence that we briefly shared in our last call, also a story is told from the moment we set the purpose of what we want to achieve in this process of 13 days, asking ourselves questions, what happens if? So facing potential obstacles So we can see possibilities without getting stuck into the extreme, but connecting the dots so that things flow and we can move forward. Here we give shape and form to what we decided in number one. We realize in number two that it's possible. Number three, we connect the dots. And number four, we give shape and form to that purpose that we set in the magnetic tone. In number five, the overtone, we gather the resources that we need from material things to our own power. That's also the tone of empowerment. We need our own authority to make things happen. In the rhythmic tone, we find balance. We center ourselves, we organize ourselves, and we move with our project. Seven is the center of any wave spell. We have six on one side, six on the other. The resonant tone, as we center ourselves, as we align ourselves with our own breath, with our greater self, we enter in resonance with life, with all that is. Number eight, the galactic tone, is a tone of integration, integrating our inner and outer experiences, uh, putting together the parts within, as I like to say. Our mind thinks one thing, our heart says something else. And in number eight, we integrate, we find that harmony within. Number nine is the last push before manifestation, the solar tone, when what we set here as a purpose with the magnetic tone. Here, it's like the previous moment before it manifests. So it's the last push that we give to make it happen. Planetary tone, tone number 10, is the moment of manifestation. As I think I mentioned in our first call, generally when I look into something concrete that I want to achieve, I look into overtone and planetary tone. Number 5, to feel empowered, to gather what I need. And number 10, to make it happen, the tone of manifestation. After it happened with a spectral tone, this tone is about releasing and letting go of. And it's an amazing, amazing tone to truly create space for our soul to expand. And for the ego, it feels sometimes as challenging, like the wishy-washy. Yeah, I know I need to release, but. So it can also be seen as surrendering, as we saw for the glyphs with the white war bridger. Number 12, the crystal tone, is the tone of sharing, the universal tone of cooperation, getting together and saying, okay, we learned here, what can we let go for next time? And getting that feedback, sharing with others, getting together with groups. And number 13, the cosmic tone, is the tone of transcendence, is the one that closure to a wave spell. There are different levels in this call, people that are with us today and the ones that are going to listen to it later, the recording. So if you haven't sent us yet your kin of birth, your energy of birth, just so that we can take into consideration during the calls, you can do that. If you don't know it, you can send an email with your date of birth and we'll help you to find it out. Because like right now we're transiting Aries in astrology. Aries means something in particular, but depending on what we have in Aries in our own natal chart, it will mean different things for each one of us. Blue planetary monkey. Oh, we have two monkeys in the call. The fun monkey, number 10, manifestation. Wonderful. We're going to have a lot of fun. So yeah, it's kind of cool as we hear what everything world bridger, surrender, 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 to connect with our own energies and see, in this case, how this specific wave spell relates to ourselves and to all of us as a whole as well. Let's see, Kim. One thing that I'm going to, why galactic wind? I'm going to show you very quickly. Let me go here. I'm going to jump for a second. let's say blue planetary monkey. For the ones that are not familiar with the harmonic module, I'll show you how to find it. So the glyphs are here from 1 to 20, from red dragon to yellow sun. So once you know which glyph you are, which energy you are, you look into this reference column. So let's go one by one. We have June, that is planetary. So the monkey's here is the 11th sign. And when we go here, we look for two bars. Mayans wrote their numbers with bars and dots. One dot is number 1 bar is number 5. So two bars is number 10 here. Since this harmonic module contains the Gregorian dates for this specific cycle that we're transiting right now, your galactic birthday, June, is on August 7th. So that day for the monkey, lots of balloons and gifts to celebrate your galactic birthday. So this is how we find ourselves in the harmonic module. Let's see Kin 126 World Bridgers. So we have here on top, like this one to 13, this is the Kin number. It starts with number 1 here, goes all the way down until 20, continues here with 21, down, up, down, up, down, and the last one is 260. So Joanne 126, we look here for 126. April 24th is your galactic birthday, and you are in the mystic column in the white mirror wave spell. So today we're going to be sharing about your wave spell of birth. We have several galactic birthdays participating with us in the webinar. Several people that were born in the blue castle of transformation. White galactic wind. So the wind is here, number 2. Galactic is number 8. Number 8 is a bar and 3 dots. So we go is here. Your galactic birthday is August 18. One thing that, yes, let's all celebrate, please. Your galactic birthday is, yay. For the ones that are just getting familiar with all this, what is a galactic birthday? Because the Tzolkin is a cycle of 260 days, and the solar cycle, or what we call wrongly the Gregorian calendar, is 365 days. That means that our galactic birthday, let's say Kin 126, will fall in different Gregorian dates because this is 260. It's shorter than 365. The first time that both meet, our Gregorian birthday and our galactic birthday, the first time they meet is when we turn 52. So for all of you that are more than 52 years old, it's an opportunity to go back and see what you were transiting when you were, let's say if you're 56, when you were 4 years old. Cassie, hello. Welcome, welcome. So let's continue seeing here white rhythmic winds. Wind is here. We go. Rhythmic is number 6, a bar and a dot. Here we go. So May 30th is Donna's galactic birthday, which also falls. No, this is already, no, sorry. The Blue Castle ends here on May 24th. So just a few days afterwards, entering to the next castle. Blue Crystal Eagle, Kin 55. So we have, oh, I see here that the numbers are missing. We can change the harmonic module afterwards for the slides that you will keep with you that you can download. I'll make sure that we put the right harmonic module. So 155 is here. Wow. Also Blue Castle, second up column, and we are just a few days before ending the blue castle. So another galactic birthday to celebrate during this call. This was Sarah, the blue crystal eagle. Um, Oh, red serpent, never late. The rhythmic serpent. So also another rhythmic tone, a couple of rhythmic. The tone of balance is here. So the Kathy's galactic birthday was February 2nd. And we just finished the red serpent wave spell. So in this particular case, as an example, the last 13 days were particularly important in the case of Kathy because she is red serpent. And that's what I was saying before. Transit a wave spell, it affects all of us, but depending on our own energies, it will have one meaning or the other. It can be my life purpose, it can be my challenge. Mine is here. So my galactic birthday was February 25th, yellow electric star. And Julie is the yellow warrior number 7, gap as well. So your galactic birthday will be June 13th. So this is a very quick overview. First, how to read the module. So today, do the galactic days change yearly? Because this is the 260. Okay, let me start from the beginning. Let's say Sarah, kin 155. Kin 155 happens every 260 days because we have 20 glyphs by 13 numbers. It gives us 260 combinations. So all this harmonic module, all this matrix, Tzolkin, this kin in particular, 155, repeats itself every 260 days. But the date that you see here underneath is different because this cycle is 260, the annual cycle, the solar cycle that we related to the Gregorian calendar, which is totally wrong. Okay, great, thank you. So, and the next time that, let's say Sarah will celebrate her galactic birthday on May 23rd, it will be 52 years from now. So 52 years from May 23rd, May 23rd, 52 years later, it will be the Blue Eagle. Interesting. Excellent. I'm going super fast because this is just a very quick overview. You can always listen again to the recording. The idea is to come here, as we see, number 18. White mirror is number 18 out of 20. 1 dots, April 6th. This is today. So every time we see 1 dot in the harmonic module in this matrix, that means that a wave spell starts. And what is beautiful about getting together at the beginning of the spell is that the first day of a wave spell sets the purpose for the next 13 days. So even though, see here 1 dot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a bar and a dot, 6, 7, 13. And then 1 dot again. So these first 13 days, just as an example of this cycle that started December 20th of last year, these first 13 days, each day has its own energy. Each day has its own tone. But there is an underlying theme behind them. In this case, is the red dragon. So as we speak our truth, seeing the extreme without getting polarized, we nurture ourselves, we take care of ourselves. As we dream the abundance and we put the dots together and we envision the world that we want without only seeing abundance as money, but love, friendship, health, we give birth to new things. So every day has an energy that is a combination of a glyph and a tone. And as we connect with the energy of the day in the behind the scenes, background, the invitation is to nurture ourselves. The invitation is to be in the flow. The invitation is to start something new. And that's what we're going to see now for the white mirror, how each day of the wave spell of the white mirror has a meaning. And in the background, the power of reflection, the power of discernment, the power of projecting is the theme for each one of the days. So one more thing I want to share in regards to the harmonic module, since there are 20 energies, 20 glyphs, and each one has 13 possible combinations. That means that each one of the glyphs initiates a wave spell. So today, with the white mirror, that's one of the 20 wave spells of the Tzolkin. When we go here, this is another way of seeing the Tzolkin. Every 4 wave spells, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Every 4 wave spells, there is something that is called a castle. And for each person, the reflection will be different. Soul growth. Yes, yes. And that's what we're going to go in depth today. And Julie will share with us a beautiful work to do that on a very, very personal level. Yes, you do. So the cycle that is 260 days can also be seen as divided in 5 periods of time of 52 days each. 5 by 52 is 260. And those are called castles. It's just the name of it. It's like to say month, a month of 52 days. So we have the red castle of initiation, the white castle of refinement, organization, priority, the blue castle of super duper transformation. That's what we're doing together in this webinar. We're going over the blue castle of the alchemist that transform any metal into gold. That's what we're doing with our lives. The yellow castle of ripe, when we learn all the lessons of the blue castle and we get here and we're getting ready to close the cycle and share our gifts with the world. And in the green castle, the central green castle is the castle of transcendence. We went through the previous 4 castles. We get to the center. We go here. This is the yellow cosmic sun. And when this ends, we jump here again with the red magnetic dragon. And we start the whole cycle again. So for the ones that are joining us today for the first time, this is what we're doing. We are sharing 4 wave spells of the blue castle. In the last call, we spoke about this spell that ended yesterday. So yesterday was red cosmic earth. And today we're here. So today we're going to embody and we're going to share what each day of this wave spell means, the white mirror. As you see in the blue castle, that's why the blue castle is called of burning, of transformation, all this intensity that is amazing. We can choose to transform and to become the alchemists of our own lives. Nevertheless, for our ego, surrendering, letting go of control, liberating, transforming is not easy. Our ego doesn't like change. So the blue castle is very, very intense. It has all the glyphs that you see with a green here, that they have like a green circle. Those are gap days. So from the 4 spells of the blue castle, you have all the gap column here, all the gap column here, and the purple is the core days. So these are the core days, these are the core days. So all the wave spells of the blue castle have portals of transformation. If we go here to the harmonic module, we see the green cells that they do like a DNA shape. Those are all portals, GAP, Galactic Activation Portal days. And the one in the middle, that for just reference purposes is in purple, this is the mystic column, the one in the center, the seventh column out of 13, the one that keeps us centered and aligned. So the blue castle starts here. It started on April 3rd when we had our first call. We go down, up and down, up and down, and it ends on May 24th. So if you can see here, from April 3rd to May 24th, from the entire harmonic module, this is the most intense. We have the two gap columns, 10 consecutive days of galactic activation portals, when the antenna is wider and we can grasp all this amazing cosmic wisdom if we allow ourselves to. Otherwise, it's overwhelming. And this is the second gap column. So going back here, we're looking exactly into the same. If this is new for you, it's overwhelming. So now I'm just doing a very, very overview. Take your time to play with it, and it will become super, super clear, I promise. So this here that I just marked, April 3rd to May 24th, is exactly the same of what we see here. April 3rd to May 23rd. So 24th. So we go here, we go here, we go here, and we go here. And when this ends, we jump to the next castle, that is the yellow one, and another period of 52 days starts. I would like to go to in depth. That's the whole idea webinar, to experience it, not to talk about technical concepts. Of course, the frame of reference is important, and a little recap we're going to do in all calls so that we find ourselves back before getting in tune with the energies. Before I start talking about the white mirror, and we dive into the ways that starts today for the next 13 days, I would like to ask you if you have any questions, comments, anything that you would like to share before we move on. This is wonderful. Totally. Yeah. And that's, for me, the most important thing, my purpose in life, my intention, why I personally use the Tzolkin. I started in 1999. I use it every single day. You're welcome, June. One thing, I'm very ritualistic, so I'll be sharing a little bit of rituals here and there. One thing that I love, that I've been doing it for the last 15 years, a couple of years after I started with the Tzolkin, is to wear the colors of the day. So if you see me today, I'm dressed with black and white. Yesterday, I was with red. So it's really, really fun. And as June said, for me personally, the only reason why I use the token is to find my true self and to use it as a tool to share with others to find our true selves and to live from our true and authentic self and share this real me that we spoke at the beginning with Julie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. Thank you. So are we, are we ready to dive into the energies of the white mirror wave spell? How does the into the token? Excellent. As soon as I finish with this little introduction, I'll give the microphone to Julie, and we will dive deep into the diamond lights work. I'll share with you a super quick story. Okay? There's this little dog that gets lost in the fields and walks and walks and walks, and there's nothing, 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 nothing. And suddenly, very far away, he sees a little house, and he's like, super suspicious. What is this house that looks kind of abandoned, doing in the middle of nowhere? So he gets to the house, totally scared, and he puts his tail in between his legs and he walks very slowly. And he's like, oh, maybe there is a ghost somewhere. This house looks very fishy and tricky. And then there's some stairs. He goes upstairs and suddenly he sees lots of dogs looking at him, all scary and with their tail in between their legs. And it was really not a happy experience. And he starts growling and he starts barking, and the other dogs do the same. And it's like horrible. So this little dog runs out and just says, oh my God, this house is absolutely horrible. I'll never, ever in my life go back there. No, there are only nasty dogs inside. And he leaves. Days later, another dog, a different dog, gets lost. And he's walking and walking and walking, and there's nothing in this beautiful fields and nothing, nothing. And suddenly he sees a house. And he's like, wow, this is so cool. Finally, I find friends. Hopefully, there's somebody in the house. I can have a little chit chat. I've been by myself all these days trying to find someone. So he runs to the house and he's all excited. And he enters and he looks around and everything is wonderful. And he goes to the second floor and there are tons of dogs that are super happy. And he starts wagging his tail and barking out of happiness. And the other dogs do the same. Everybody's wagging their tails. And wonderful, wonderful experience. And this little dog is like, oh my God, I feel so sad. I need to leave my friends, but I really need to continue with my journey. So he barks again and thanks them for this beautiful, wonderful experience. And he leaves with his heart like full of joy and so happy to have found those amazing friends that he can always go back to. When you enter to the house, in the entrance door on the top, there was a sign, and it said, the House of the Thousand Mirrors. So in reality, there were no dogs inside the house. There were just mirrors. And the two dogs entered exactly to the same house, but they saw something totally different because they projected something different. They entered in a different spirit, one full of fear, and that's what he saw. Thank you for the story. You're welcome. The other one entered all excited with an open heart. And that's what they got back. They got back the reflection of what they were projecting. So, this so simple and so beautiful story is a huge teaching metaphor for all of us. The question is, what am I projecting into the world? So, in the same way that when we're standing in front of a mirror, we see our reflection back, our own image reflected back. In the same way, the outer world is a reflection of the inner world. So the question is, what am I experiencing at the moment? Like the two little dogs, they had very, very, very different experiences. Etznab, that's the Yucatecan name for a white mirror, is the power of reflection. Life is a hall of mirrors. We walk like inside a labyrinth, that there are many mirrors that reflect us back. When we don't like things that we see in the mirror of life, our tendency is to cut a relationship, to cut a job, to cut a house, to cut the place where we live. And our tendency is to say, oh, I need to get divorced. I need to change jobs. I need to move to a new country. I need to buy a new house. And the invitation of EDAB is to look within, to start questioning our own belief system, our own behaviors, because cutting the external circumstances is the easiest. That's what the ego does. He's the one to blame for. She's the one to blame for. The boss is the one to blame for. The lack of money is the one to blame for. There's always somebody to blame for. If we don't start questioning our belief system, if we don't go within and we really question ourselves, what is in me? I love to call it to clean the foggy mirrors. Which filters am I using to see reality? The more we clean those foggy mirrors, that click within happens. So that when we enter into a new relationship, when we move to a new country, when we start a new job, we're not going to be repeating those behavioral patterns that led us to where we ended up being that we didn't like and we had to cut with it. So the main invitation of White Mirror is discernment. What is and what is just my projection? What am I projecting into the world? Especially in these crazy, crazy, crazy times that we're living in, that, oh my God, it's so easy to get hooked in the external drama and say, I have nothing to do here. We all have something to do here. And each drop of water counts in this vast ocean, as I shared in my last message. Um, about the mirror of life. So, one more thing I want to share about white mirror as an energy, as an archetype. It's also seen in the traditional counts. Etznab is called knife, a knife, like a sword. The ritual of cutting. If we take a mirror and it breaks, the piece of glass can be used as a sword, as a knife. Cutting with illusions, looking into those self-limiting beliefs that are sabotaging us. And yes, sometimes, of course, we also need to cut with the external, uh, both as we look into our inner world and we see how the outer world projects, we come back to center. And that's the ultimate goal of White Mirror, to have our inner and outer worlds reflected in harmony. Um, Before we embody, I don't know, Julie, if you're okay to embody the waves first, or you would like to share a little bit about the diamond work. What do you suggest to do?
Mariella, what I would say is let's go ahead with the embodiment of the wave spell first because beautiful flow that's happening at the moment.
Okay,
And then I'll go on to how the diamond overlaps and fits in, as well as the sacred mirrors work
excellent.
that will support the wave spell. So I'm quite happy. That's why I switched off the microphone and just let you go with it. So that's great.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. We'll do that. Thank you. Um, so let go. Uh, Here we have it. I think we also had it separate. Yeah, here. So it's bigger. And all this again, you will um, have it in your computer, loaded, printed, and have it present as we go through the way. So a couple of words just to put all the concepts that we've seen together. Day number 1, day number 13. We start today with the white magnetic mirror. Magnetic, the one that sets the purpose so that we can attract as a magnet what we want to see reflected in our lives for the next 13 days. As we do that and we cut with what no longer serves, we open our hearts with a white cosmic dot and we live from our true and authentic self. That's the ultimate goal, right? To live from our true and authentic self. And for that, we need to do that inner work of questioning our beliefs and cutting with what no longer serves, not only in the external world, but mainly in the internal world. So instead of talking about each day, what we're going to do is move it. We're going to embody a wave spell. And what does it mean to embody a wave spell? 13 is a sacred number. It's a frequency in itself. Here we're talking about a wave spell, and we're saying a wave spell has 13 days. A solar cycle has 13 months. A season has 13 weeks. Our body has 13 joints. So if we continue looking into the frequency of 13, it's a very sacred number. And moving the wave spell in our bodies is a way of embodying the macro into the micro or micro. So macro and micro together, as above, so below, as within, so without. So we are the reflection of a much, much larger scale rhythm of life and a way of feeling it, a way of experiencing it is by moving it. The invitation now, if you want to keep your eyes open so you can look into the screen and see the little glyphs, how they look like if you're not familiar with them. If you want to close your eyes and enter into your inner tempo, be very conscious, either or, in both cases, with your breath consciously. I'm going to invite you to sit comfortably. If you're in a chair, make sure that both of the sole of your feet are touching the ground. So don't keep your legs crossed. Check your spine to see that if it's straight and aligned. Relax, comfortable. Drop your shoulders. I'm going to eyes. You'll best for you. Take a deep breath in and just release out. Let all that tension and all this talk that we just heard and concepts, all that just. Now we're not going to think about it. We're going to experience it. So just take a deep breath, breathe in. Breathe out, release. You want to make some sound, shout, yawn, laugh, whatever you're feeling this moment to release. We're going to move a little bit our neck, one side, the other side, both of our shoulders to the front, to the back. Let them drop. Just make sure you relax into a comfortable position. Elbows, a little bit out, a little bit in. Breathe. Your hips, just moving your body, right, left, right, front, back, front. Knees, move your ankles. Move together the 10 fingers and 10 toes, feeling all that flow, moving with your body. Take a deep breath. And now let's move in circular movements our right and to the right, moving to the left. This is today white magnetic mirror. As we move our right ankle, we connect with harmony, feeling harmony in our hearts, going within and discerning what is and what is our own projection. We move now our right knee to the right, to the left, in circular movements. blue lunar storm. That's tomorrow. The power of transformation as I enter into the hall of mirrors and I see the reflection of myself in the mirror and I see the reflection of the outer world and how it feels in my inner world, I see what is not in alignment and ready to cut and let go of. I see the extremes without getting polarized. This is good, this is bad. No, 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 no. I just see. I just experience the power of transformation as I go through this.
Okay, I'm just coming back online because Mariella may be able to hear me, even though her microphone's not working. Mariella, we lost your sound or the sound of you with the process as we were looking at the Hall of Mirrors. Very powerful. So I don't know if you want to just check your microphone so that we continue with the process. It's very interesting because Mariella also got knocked out of the conference room the last time as well, probably at a different time, but her sound also disappeared. Sorry, everybody. We can hold on until Mariella joins us again. Technology issues. Mariella, I don't know, it may just have. I think what happened last time, Mariella said afterwards that her system hung on her and she had to log out and log back in. So we'll give it a couple of moments for Mariella to join us again. Well, in the meantime, it may be opportune, seeing as I'm still online, to perhaps change the order of the way that we were going to do things because Mariella is doing the embodiment of the wave spell. So while we wait for Mariella to log back in, what I can do is to perhaps create the link for you with the diamond in respect of the whole Tzolkin. And then we can pick up with the embodiment afterwards and just do that as the single process for this evening, this afternoon, lunchtime. Mariella, yeah, I think she's probably going to have to log back in. So if you guys are okay, we'll do the embodiment. Yep, sounds great. We'll just continue. It just is in a different order. Nothing like being flexible and adaptable and in harmony with the flow. Okay. So to come back to the willow tree, thank you, June. Yeah, that sort of bends and flows with the winds and the waters. So my work in particular is and has developed from a very deep connection, spiritually guided connection with the sacred geometric form of the octahedron. As the Mariella's gone out, she's going to be logging back in of the octahedron. Now, just to show you this, obviously, where I talk diamond, this is what I mean. And this is two-dimensional representation. It is an equidistant platonic solid geometric form, and if you see it in 3 dimensions, it is actually 2 pyramids. So it's 2 4-sided pyramids that are actually joined in the middle. And my journey with the diamond really started, like Mariella has actually been working with the Tzolkin since 1998. My journey with the diamond has actually been progressing since about, I think it kicked off in about 2003. And along the way, it was about 5 years ago that I connected with Mariella because I was being drawn to the gap days and the Tzolkin, and it was Mariella's site. Now, and I know that I was absolutely intended to connect with Mariella through it. However, what I learned about the diamond or the octahedron in respect of it being the fundamental architecture that holds everything in the universe together, it represents a state of harmony. So when our energy fields, our auras as we might know them, are configured and aligned with the geometric form of the octahedron, it brings us into a really powerful harmonic with the entire rhythm and process of the universe. Now, Mariella's just been talking about, sort of connecting with the rhythms of the Tzolkin and how these are all just so perfectly aligned with these cosmic days and what have you. So there's a rhythm, a natural rhythm that goes along with the Tzolkin, and overlaying that and holding everything together is actually the octahedron. When we work through that, we help to amplify and make coherent our ability to connect with this rhythmic, universal rhythmic flow and universal rhythmic force. Now, up on the screen at the moment, you will actually see that I've got what is known as the galactic butterfly. Mariella prefers to refer to it as the galactic butterfly. It is also, in some circles, referred to as the Hunabku. And it is a symbol that's used by the sacred Maya to represent the center of the universe. And when I first saw this particular symbol or glyph that represents an energy dynamic, my heart just sang because I looked at that and I went, that's diamond. And I know that some of you will be looking at that and thinking, I am absolutely nuts. But that is a 2-dimensional representation of what you might think of as the diamond at the heart of the universe. It is the diamond, or the octahedron is the divine die-hold, as I have actually heard it referred to. It is the divine template, which actually holds everything together. And I just love this galactic butterfly. I'm absolutely in love with it. And that sort of drew me and continues to draw me into the rhythms of the Tzolkin as well, and the work that Mariella does and so eloquently describes. And that we flow through. And I've learned so much through my association with her. So I just want to explain to you a little bit. I hope it's not too technical in respect of how that symbol in its flat 2-dimensional form actually represents the diamond. So you'll actually see that it is 2 counter-rotating spirals. You've got a black spiral or a dark spiral and a light spiral that are interconnected and intertwined. It's like the yin and yang, it's like the opposites, and that's the essence of the diamond. You have the top pyramid, or the top part, which represents the masculine aspect, and you have the lower part of the diamond when it's aligned that represents the feminine aspect. Through holding them both in balance, we achieve a coherent center within our being. So the diamond is an energetic bridge. It is a means of energetically being able to connect with our inner harmonic, and as said, with the flow of the universe. So back to these counter-rotating spirals and a little bit of science for a moment. Overlapping cones or vortex spirals of energy actually produce the octahedron. So the spiral, the torsion fields, that are the primary movements of energy in the universe. When those fields actually overlap, as you see in the galactic butterfly, we actually find the diamond forming. It's like the diamond is projected as a consequence of those overlapping spirals. So you'll see here these cones or spirals of energy connected, and look here, what do you get? The minute you connect and overlap the cones, you get inside here diamond or octahedral shapes forming. This is only in 2 dimensions. So think of this in the 3 conicals, you have a 3-dimensional octahedron. Spiraling energy fields or vortices, which is what these are, also interact to form a spherical torus. And this is the hidden blueprint behind the spiral DNA molecule. Changes in the energy template can cause significant changes in our DNA. So here's a spherical torus around around the human energy field. And that automatically also aligns with the pattern of the DNA. And even if you look at this, you'll see the DNA in its double-stranded form kind of follows this wave-like movement. So what happens is, there we've got Mariella back. Let's just put Mariella back online. Hi, Mariella, are you back? Yeah, there we go. She just needs to find the. There we go. You're back. Mariella, what I thought I would do is just take a little bit of time to explain the connection. Since you disappeared, I thought, well, it's obviously time to explain the link between the Tzolkin and the diamond, between our physical bodies and the diamond, and why we work with it in respect of helping to actually restore harmony. And how it supports us.
I have a question. Can you hear me or no?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Internet in my house died completely. I'm calling from my cell phone. I had to download an app and I'm calling from my cell phone. So white mirror. Wow. So what we can do, we're trying to fix to see what's going on with the internet. I'm going to stay in the call just listening to you, and hopefully internet will be restored so I can participate and finish the embodiment. And if not, I'm just going to record it. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to put it in mute, and I'll let you know on the chats whenever I can be part of it again.
Oh, that's fab, Mariella. Thank you. In fact, I'm quite happy. There's a bit of an echo on the line. Sorry. We'll hand over to you to do the embodiment once I've just gone through this overview explanation of the diamond, and I want to link it back to the DNA. So yes, as June has just said, that these waves here, if we actually look, it looks like the alignment with each breath and each wave of the ocean, wave upon wave. It's a holographic pattern that ripples throughout the entire structure and fabric of the universe. So here you have this waveform, these overlapping spirals. And let's just go back to the harmonic module where Mariella pointed out earlier. If you look here, you've got in 2-dimensional form, you've also got this wave-like sort of pattern, this in and out pattern forming through the harmonic module. So you've got there, it comes here, and it crosses over and it goes there. And you've got this one moves around here and it crosses over. So you've got the gap days forming almost a DNA-like spiral through the heart of the Tzolkin. So what happens as well, so if you overlap that, it's almost like this becomes another 2-dimensional representation of the diamond. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, you get it. You get the connection. And all of those gap days, which form and hold that pattern together, link us with the diamond. And the gap days expand our antenna and our ability to connect with that cosmic flow. And going back to the diamond in my journey in working with diamond is one of the first things that I learned was that the diamond itself and the diamond structure also amplifies anything that we do within it. So there is a beautiful marriage or alignment between the work with the Tzolkin, and if we overlap it and overlay it by doing what we do through the fabric of the octahedron, we give it even more power. We gain the ability to enhance that harmonic and that flow through this sacred calendar. So the octahedron itself is a sacred form that connects us with the patterns of the universe, with the flow of divine breath into us and through us. So so the diamond is a mirror of the Tzolkin and vice versa. And there's much more. I mean, I've also spent 10 years, more than 10 years, studying the octahedron and how it relates to every aspect of our being. One of the first things that I was actually told about it was that the diamond or the octahedron is an emanation directly from our DNA. And I had no clue what that meant in the early days, and it was only probably 4 years ago that dropped in, and I realized what that emanation was, that it was actually a projection as a consequence, spiraling motion of our DNA. And what happens is that when we work with the diamond structure, yeah, all is connected. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And when we work with the sacred octahedron as an principle and as an organizing structure, we're essentially also transmitting signals to our DNA to be able to re-achieve this spiraling harmonic that enables our DNA to become a receiver and transmitter of advanced frequencies of universal energy, to open up our DNA to be able to express and change the forms of our DNA and the proteins and all of the chemicals that it's expressing to bring things back into harmony. So that's just very briefly a little link for you in respect, because we didn't get the opportunity to do this in the first session, how the diamond actually connects in with the Tzolkin. And it was just beautiful. My birthday in the Tzolkin is actually a gap day. And I just found that I was being drawn to working with gap days, A, because of the diamond work and this amplification effect, and B, because I was just inherently drawn to the Mayan calendar and the gap days. And then Mariella very wisely reminded me that I was born on a gap day. So there is this kind of natural tendency to work with those elevated energies that the gap days actually represent. And it was actually through those, as I said, that I found Mariella's website and introduced the Diamond community 4 years ago to Mariella and her amazing and beautiful work. And I love the beauty and the stories and the way that Mariella expresses that divine harmonic through the Tzolkin, so that we all get the opportunity to share in it. So the connection in all ways is just simply awesome. So there's so much that I could share with you, but I'm aware that time-wise, and we want to actually go into the embodiment. I think it's more important that we get to the embodiment of these 13 wave spell days. Does anybody have any questions at the moment? So what we will actually do from here now that we've done that bit of an introduction, is we may not get time this evening, but with subsequent webinars as well, we will do some processes to align with the wave spells through the diamond. Thank you, Richard. Your words and images I'm finding helpful. That's fantastic. So I really hope that that does sort of marry it beautifully for you. And then I did put this slide in. I love this. I just love this image. And I know that there'd been a couple of comments for the sacred mirrors and the fact that we really are in the wave spell of the white magnetic mirror. Somebody pointed out that this eagle is probably looking for fish under the ice, but the way that his perfect reflection is actually caught on the surface of the frozen water, I just thought was stunning, such a perfect representation of the energies and the processes that we're going through. And this is a quote that I found in respect of the mirrors. It is when you lose sight of yourself that you lose your way. To keep your truth in sight, you must keep yourself in sight. And the world to you should be a mirror to reflect to you your image. The world should be a mirror that you reflect upon. And that's what we're being asked to do through this wave spell, is to reflect upon the mirror that the world is actually holding up to us, so that we can move into a space of creation where the world reflects back to us the image that we actually want to achieve, that we want to create, that we want to see. So I think that was just a beautiful quote to start this. And I want to share with you, this is a document that I'm going to put up on the page for you to download. Let me just find it. It's the Sacred Mirrors. Now, this is actually just an extract from a whole workshop, a whole course that I did, probably about, when was it? It was 3 years ago, 3 years ago, that I put this material together and ran it as a real in-depth course. So the purpose of the work that we're doing through this wave spell is not really to take it to that degree of depth, but what I've got in this workbook is just 8 pages with some information about and an introduction to the sacred mirrors, with a beautiful quote here by Michael Tzolkin, and that text is just a little bit too small to read, but it is about how we work with the mirrors of our lives. There is also the story of the true self, which is how right back at the very beginning, the divine actually um, sort of manifest, and through us, we were the ones that actually began to create the mirrors in our lives as a consequence of our personality. So, what do we see in the mirrors? Do we see our personality stroke ego, or do we see our true self? You know, and that's where we're polishing the foggy mirrors, as Mariella mentioned earlier. So there's a beautiful story and introduction there, and an introduction to the work. What I've put in here is just, it's the white magnetic mirror wave spell to serve as a focus. And then I've got some focus questions for you, and another level of awareness of what each of the joints in the body metaphysically represents, that will support the embodiment on each day and give us a focal point for reflecting on that particular day. Now, that text, you're welcome. You're welcome. I hope you'll actually enjoy it. So the text is a little bit small to read it for you here, but obviously, like I say, that's going to be an attachment for you. But if you consider, for instance, that the ankles represent issues and aspects of trust, the knees and the joints of the knees actually represent issues and aspects of flexibility, of blocked emotions of the heart. I think Mariella referred to it as sort of harmony, moving from the ankles to the heart, and that really is. So we would connect with issues of the heart, and we would use the focal point for the particular energy of that day, along with understanding what that joint the mirror within that joint is reflecting to us to enable us to refine the work that we do with our personal mirrors. So I hope that that makes sense for you and gives you a really useful tool that you can work with through this wave spell. So I don't really want to spend any more time with that at the moment. I know you all understand the concept of sacred mirrors, the concept of our life and the world, as a mirror. So it's just a little bit of an overview. What I will do is I can email it to you directly. Kathy's just asked if I will email a link. I will email it to you directly, but I will also put it up onto the web page together with the recording so that you can download it, the same as the PDF documents were put up for you to download after the first gathering, the first webcast. So that will be up there for you as well. So yeah, I will email it and I will have it up there for download, so that you can print it out and have a look through and work with it. So I hope that supports you. Does anybody have any questions in respect of the diamond and the diamond energy? We'll be exploring a little bit more in subsequent webinars. So it really just was giving you an introduction, because I know Mariella's, we've also done a recap this evening. We were becoming more and more comfortable with the flow of the essence of the days of each of the wave spells as we actually move through the webcasts. So I saw that Richard was typing, and then Mariella, if you are ready, then we could probably hand back to you for the rest of the embodiment process.
Can you hear me?
Let's just have a look. Yes! Let's just see if
Okay, I need
Richard's
to share
actually
with you.
making a comment here. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so it's just thank yous. Yeah, Mariella, I'm going to hand over to you. Yeah.
I want to share with you what just happened. Okay? I am Yellow Star, and the star sees life in pink tinted glasses. We project our own ideals that everything works perfect, technology, everything is just great. Internet died in the whole neighborhood. We call it Comcast. We live very close to downtown Houston, Texas. It's not in the mountains in the middle of nowhere. There's no internet in the whole neighborhood. So this shows, I never mentioned before, but the white mirror is the challenge of the yellow star. Unfortunately, I'm speaking from my cell phone without Wi-Fi, so I cannot show the slides. I'm not seeing the presentation. But if you look into the embodied wave spell, you'll see that Tuesday 26 is yellow spectral star. I mentioned earlier that tone 11 is the tone of liberation, dissolving, releasing. And for the ego, it may feel kind of wishy-washy because the ego doesn't want to let go of anything. So what is just happening right now is a very beautiful example of surrendering, because if you see for any wave spell, tone 11 is the challenge. What is on tone 11? Let me start from the beginning. Today is white magnetic mirror. The purpose for the next 13 days is the white mirror. Tone 11, the challenge of that day is the mirror. It happens for all wave spells. The challenge of, in this case, yellow star is the white mirror. In all wave spells, tone 11 will always be the challenge of the purpose. So purpose and challenge for all tone 11 are the same. We had somebody spectral in the call, and it's a beautiful, beautiful tone of surrendering. Surrendering. Because when we say challenge for the soul, is the opportunity of expansion. The ego has, like right now, I don't have internet at home. So the ego moves aside and we use our creativity to find other ways to tune in. So, having said that, um, we can go back to the embodiment. Is everybody still hearing me?
Yes, Mariella, it's all fine, except you a
Okay.
little bit faint. Your volume is not perhaps as loud or strong. I don't know about the rest of you. Maybe it's just me. I need to turn the
Let me see
volume.
if there's anything, because I had to download an app on my cell phone, so I don't see. No, I cannot change it.
It's okay. The others are
And I
saying
have,
that it's fine, so I've just adjusted my volume. So what I'm going to do is I'll switch my mic off,
okay.
so that you can continue with the embodiment now.
Okay, great, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
And as you
wonderful.
do that, Mariella, can I just suggest that everybody just takes a moment to visualize themselves inside that beautiful octahedron, and that you complete the embodiment within the diamond. So it's just if everybody can just take a moment just to align themselves within that sacred octahedral space, so that the central point of the diamond is aligned with the base of your spine and it connects up to the soul star above your head and the earth star below your feet. And you feel yourself held and connected with the universal emanations of these days, of this wave spell. And I'm going to hand over to Mariella.
Wonderful. Okay, so back to the white magnetic mirror that we moved before in our right ankle. We went up, our right knee with the blue lunar storm, the right hip with the yellow electric sun, the right wrist with red self-existing dragon, and we were in our elbow, the right elbow with white overtone winds, being free to speak our truth, feeling comfortable with all of whom we are, so that others can know us for who we are and not for their own projections or our projections, what we think their projections are. Authenticity, communicating with authenticity. So now we're going to move our right shoulder. Blue rhythmic night, dreaming the world into being, dreaming the abundance of the universe, feeling worthy of abundance, so that the mirror reflects us back what we know we deserve. And the rhythmic tone helps us to gain balance in between both worlds, the inner and the outer world. We go now to the neck. Let's move the neck to the right, to the left. Release all tension. The bridge between mind and heart. The connector of what we think and what we feel. In this wave spell, April 22nd, the resonant tone, the one that helps us to enter into resonance with life, is the yellow seed, growth, our greatest potential. If we truly want to see in the mirror of life what we feel in our hearts, we must be willing to step out of our comfort zone. A seed cannot grow if it stays forever within its skin, its shell. So this is a beautiful opportunity as we move our neck. And Friday, April 22nd, to connect with what we want to see manifested in our lives from that seed within, from that potential that we have of growing whatever we want, having clarity with our intentions. What is my intention? What do I want to see growing in my life? So that the mirror reflects in harmony both of our worlds. We go now to the left and we move our left shoulder, the red galactic serpent, the serpent of shedding, shedding the old, shedding what no longer serves, the power of renewal. Shedding doesn't have to be painful. As we connect with our physical body, we rest, we connect with our vital force, with things that we're passionate about. The old starts falling. It's intense, but it doesn't have to be a struggle. And that's where the white mirror, as a purpose in this way spell, is so powerful, cutting with illusion, discernment, and what is not in alignment with what we feel in our hearts, we start shedding based on our instincts, not in our heads. A lot of things don't make too much sense right now in the world. Most of it doesn't make much sense in the world we live in. So listen to your inner voice, follow those instincts. We move now our left elbow, white solar world bridger. We have a galactic day, I think Joanne's galactic birthday, a white solar world bridger. Surrendering, surrendering to love, surrendering to life, surrendering to the process, letting go of control, not being afraid of letting go of control. And the both the white mirror, the purpose of this voice spell, and the ninth day, the solar tone, the world bridger, both relate to cutting. The white world bridger asks us to surrender to love as we let go of those illusions, to have that liberation in our heart so that the soul can expand and we bridge the worlds, the human and the spiritual aspects of life. We're going to move now our left wrist, blue planetary hand. Planetary tone, that's the 10th day of this wave spell. We spoke about 10 being the tone of manifestation. That's a great day. It falls Monday, April 25th. Hands on. Things that we have pending that drain our energy. We don't feel healthy if we have so many things pending in our to do list. As we accomplish things, sometimes very tiny, we feel much more energized and we feel healthy. The hand of healing and hands on, making things happen. That's a great day to make things happen. So look into your pending list as you move the left wrist to make it happen and celebrate, celebrate, celebrate your accomplishments. We're going to go now to our left hip, yellow spectral star. Letting go of projections is a big deal for yellow star. Seeing everything beautiful, everything is beautiful, everything is perfect, and the world sometimes reflects us something different. So dissolving frustrations, dissolving projections, so that we can see the truth for what it is. And then we choose what to do with that. That's yellow spectral star. Dissolving with the illusions, the pink tinted glasses, and seeing the truth for what it is. We move now our left knee, red crystal moon. Beautiful day to get together with others, the crystal tone of gathering, with the energy of the goddess, the feminine, sensible energy. Men and women, it has nothing to do with gender. It's the creative flow of life, connecting with the waters inside and outside. And as we finish the wasteful of the white mirror, we get to the end, April 28th, white cosmic dog, cosmic, the tone of transcendence. We move our left ankle and we feel the power of love in our hearts. Munai, as it's called in Quechua, the ultimate power of all that is love to all that is beyond human beings. That's what White Dog is about. Opening up to universal love, starting with self love as children of the universe, awakening our divinity within as we go through the 13 days of the wave spell of the white mirror and we clean the foggy mirrors and we see the truth for what it is and we question our belief systems and we cut with what no longer serves us, everything is love. We choose out of love. We share out of love. We feel love for oneself. Our relationships are based on authentic connection, heart to heart, soul to soul. And this is so. This is a beautiful wave spell that starts today, inviting us for the next 13 days to move it in our body. Consciously, each day connecting with the energy of the day, having into consideration for every single day the energy of the white mirror. And I'll give you a couple of simple homeworks to do. One that sounds super simple and easy, and it's extremely difficult. Look at yourself every morning in the mirror. And as you look at the image into your own eyes, the image reflecting back, just say, I love you. And see how it feels in your heart. Mean it. I love you. Child of the universe, I see the divinity within you. It's not as simple as it sounds to tell our own selves how much we love our own selves. So that's one homework. And the other one, working with the mirror, is to put sticky notes like post-its, or if you use makeup, maybe write with your lipstick words, affirmations, things that make you feel happy, or maybe you want to put a photo of a place that you love, a place that you travel to, things that make you feel great. So when you look into the mirror every morning, it reflects you back the world you want to see reflected in the mirror of life. And of course, embodying every morning the wave spell and just experiencing it. Let me see. Um, that's it from my side, Julie. I hope everybody can hear me well. I don't know if anybody has any questions, anything would like to say,
All
share
very,
about the
very
embodiment.
clear. Yeah. All very
Wonderful.
clear, Marielle, and a fabulous embodiment. And I think the little bit of info in the Sacred Mirrors book will also assist and support and deepen the work or the journey through the magnetic mirror wave spell into an ultimate
Absolutely.
place of deeper self-love. That's the goal. It's always the goal. Yeah.
I would like to
And
say
through the
one word
diamond
that, oh, sorry.
integration. Mm.
I would like to say one word about the mystic column that starts now on the 19th. If we look into the embodied wave spell, that's the red self-existing dragon. If you can go, Julie, in the harmonic module to show the
Yeah.
mystic column.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. The purple column, the seventh column that invites us to stay centered and aligned in our hearts, starts within this wave spell, the wave spell of the white mirror. And one thing that is super beautiful, if we look into the glyph of the white mirror, if we fold it, the right and the left, the top and the bottom, they overlap. Everything is reflected. If we cut actually the glyph of the white mirror in half and we put the left side next to the right side, it becomes like a chacana, the Indian cross. And the beautiful thing about the glyph of the white mirror and being the mystic column under the wave spell of the white mirror and the diamond work that aligns so beautifully, as Julie was explaining before, is that if we fold, let's say we print the harmonic module and we fold it in half using the mystic column as the center, the right and the left reflect each other. The bottom and the top reflect each other. So the next call that we have, it will be the exception of doing it in a weekday. We're going to be exactly in the heart of the heart, from bottom to top, from left to right, the center of the center. So yeah, just the invitation to be very aware of your thoughts, of your feelings, of your actions, of your words during the next 20 days, starting as of April 19th, because the mystic column is very, very powerful. We say that it's kind of a break in between the two gap columns that are so crazy intense, but the mystic column is still very, very intense. So becoming very, very aware of our thoughts, our feelings, our words, our actions, to be in alignment, because that abundance of the universe that I mentioned with the blue night, if we give to the universe mixed signals of what we want to see reflected, we think one thing. In our mind, we have something. In our hearts, we feel something totally different. We speak to others and it has nothing to do with it. In our actions, even worse. So the universe is like, okay, my child, you can get whatever you want. I don't get it. You have four powers of creation, four sources of creation. What do you want to create? You're not in coherence with your message. So every single day of our lives, we have to pay attention to that coherence, especially in the reflecting mirror within the mystic column.
Fantastic, Mariella. Can I add something in like diamond speak to the slot too?
Beautiful.
Because I always see the mystic core column as being the equivalent of the central column of the octahedron when it's aligned around you, the central column of your diamond. So it runs from your soul star, from the essence of self, your true self, the conduit, the opening, sort of from the soul star down through the crown, along the spine, connects at the base of the spine, and then runs down to connect with the earth star below the feet. So it holds our center actually along the spine. And when it is properly aligned in that configuration, if you like, it's aligned and it's balanced, the energy moves through the diamond in such a way that it actually fuels into the heart. So it is a perfect tool to use for these days, through the heart of the Tzolkin and through the lessons and the journey through the white magnetic mirror, because it's all about a journey into the very depths of our being, into the true self, into a heart expansion. Ultimately, we cut away the illusions so that we can love ourselves more tomorrow than we do today, so that each day we can love ourselves a little bit more. So energetically, actually, the shape of the octahedron also pulls energy into the heart. So the more strongly it's aligned, the deeper that connection actually becomes. Yeah, and as June says there very powerfully, love what arises. Whatever comes up, love that. Because that then actually becomes the projection or the reflections. Then, love is the ultimate. So sorry, I just wanted to add that, so I kind of see that
I
the column is actually
absolutely,
holding the
absolutely
heart.
love it. Yeah, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Maybe what we can do as well, Julie, is to take a harmonic module that doesn't have so much information in it, maybe taking the Gregorian dates out or something like that, and overlapping both, so we can give it to everybody in the slides, adding another slide with the octahedron overlapping the harmonic module. I love the image.
Yes. Yeah,
Beautiful.
that would be fantastic. So if you send me that, I can actually play with that and then put it
Let's
up
do
on
that.
the website as on the web page as a download. That'll be fab.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Beautiful.
Super
Yeah.
duper. I think that's been absolutely amazing. I think we're in for a beautiful journey, deep and intense, but a
Totally.
loving journey. And Mariella, thank you for all that you share through this process. And
Oh,
from us,
thank
I thank
you.
you to everybody that's been on the call,
Yeah, thank you very, very much.
needing a
Um,
20-minute integration nap.
yeah.
Absolutely, June. Yeah, I
Only
get it. Don't
20
worry.
minutes? Only 20 minutes? That's not bad.
Good idea. Nap well.
Uh, much, much blessings.
Absolutely.
Blessings to all of you.
Yeah. Blessings to all. Please feel free to email Mariella and myself if you have anything that you would like to share or any questions that you'd like to ask, and we look forward to connecting with you on the next one.
One thing that would be wonderful, because some people have been corresponding with me directly, others with you, maybe if you want to send it to both of us so that we can integrate the answers and share it with everybody, because there are some things that may be interesting to, not personal things, of course, but things that happen during the wave spell, to let everybody know afterwards, and we all
Yeah.
grow and we all learn. So
Good idea,
wonderful.
Mariella. Wonderful.
Much, much love to all, and have a wonderful weekend.
Yes. And to all of you, big hugs, lots of blessings.
Big